Hi everybody, I'm Chef Susie with LearnToCook.com. Today I'm going to be making the ultra classic peach Melba dessert. And the dessert is going to be made with peaches that we're going to be poaching, and then we'll be making a raspberry sauce and serving the whole thing over vanilla ice cream. I've got my mixture on the stove of my water, my white wine, and my sugar. So we're going to use that for poaching the peaches. So I've got some peaches that I've halved and taken the seeds out of, and I've also crisscrossed the bottom. So I'm just taking my paring knife and I'm just putting a little X in the bottom, because during the poaching process, the skin is going to loosen, and this is just going to be a spot for us to start peeling it off. It's going to make it a lot easier. And I've also taken out the seeds. So knowing that, we're also going to be adding a vanilla bean to the mixture. If you can't get your hands on any vanilla beans, a little splash of vanilla will do, but this is just a really nice component. So you just take a paring knife and you gently kind of slit down the middle. Be careful not to cut all the way through. If you cut all the way through, that's fine, but I usually just try to open it up the best I can. So I'm just going to open the pod, and then these seeds will be released during the poaching process. So I've got my liquid started to simmer, and you don't want it at a raging boil. It's just going to be kind of simmering. So you want these peaches to be poached gently. If the mixture is too hot, it could end up completely cooking the outside and almost dissolving it, and then the inside will just not be cooked at all. So just kind of keep it at a little bit of a low rumble there. Don't let it get too high. So knowing that, we're just going to leave these work on their own for a few minutes until they get nice and soft, and then we're going to pull them out and take the skins off. Okay. In the meantime, we're going to be working on our raspberry sauce, which is a classic element of the peach Melba dessert. So I have some raspberries that I pureed, and I'm going to be adding some lemon juice and a little bit of sugar to this. We'd like to get all of these seeds out to get a nice clean sauce. So we're just going to press them through a sieve. And this usually takes a little bit of time, so just be a little patient. You just kind of have to keep pressing them through. You can use a spoon, or you can also use a ladle. So our sauce is strained perfectly, and we'll be spooning that over our Melba as soon as our peaches are done. So I'm going to pull one up and see if it's getting soft at all yet. It's starting to get a little soft. It feels nice and warm, but they're definitely going to need a few minutes. So we're just going to leave them work on their own here. I'm going to turn up the flame just a little bit, but just be mindful, keep an eye on this so it doesn't come to a rumbling boil. So we're going to let those work on their own. Now that our peaches are completely cooked and nice and soft, we're going to take them out of the poaching liquid, and we're going to leave them cool off and then take the skins off and then serve them with our vanilla ice cream. They're pretty hot and steamy, so we want to let some of that steam work its way out and let them cool off a little bit because they're just a little too warm to serve. Now that our peaches have cooled, we're going to go ahead and take the skin off. I'm going to turn the peach upside down, and sometimes you can pull the skin off, or you can even kind of trim it off with your paring knife, but that little X that we made is a good place to start. You can also take the skins off before you poach the peach, but this just seems to keep the flavor in a little bit, and it helps protect the peach and keep its shape, but you could easily take them off ahead of time. So now that we have the skin off the peach, we're going to go ahead and cut it in half, and then we're going to use it for our plate up. You can easily use the peach in the half form rather than quarter, whatever you like, but I like to cut mine in quarters. And then we're going to put them in our ice cream filled dishes. And I just kind of like to use two of them and overlap them a little bit, but like I said, you can use it in the half form if you like. And before we put the sauce on the top, we're just going to take a little bit of that poaching liquid that has all the flavor in it. We're going to add a little to our sauce. So we're just going to carefully drizzle our sauce over our peaches and our ice cream. I like a little extra sauce, so I'm going to put a little extra on there. Then I've got some fresh raspberries we're going to finish the dessert off with. I just kind of sprinkle them over the top. And then we're also going to put a little bit of fresh mint, a nice sprig. Okay, so there you have the classic peach Melba dessert, originally made by Auguste Escoffier. Thanks for joining me today. Bon appetit.